In sunshine and sorrow, I'm paging tomorrow. We'll find a better day. Folks, I love the lyrics to that song so much. I love it. Ron, who are you talking to? What are you doing, Ron?
It's Moana. I'm consoling her.
Oh, that's not the new Moana.
I'm a little concerned for you right now.
That is not the new Moana. The new Moana action figure is terrifying. That's cute and adorable.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new Moana?
Yeah.
It's not the movie, the action figures, little dollies. Yeah. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Let's see. Moana dolls 2026. Let me see if I can find a picture of these things. They're absolutely hideous. I posted a picture of it on the
under a rock for about a week.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Hang on. Open image and new tab. We got to show this to everybody. All right, here we go. It's not as ugly from this angle, by the way. They've taken this from the best angle they've got. That is by far the best angle. What you don't see is she actually, because they're doing it at that angle, it's on purpose. She actually has a really pointy nose that sticks out. I don't know who helped them do this, but they need to find a different career, like maybe a taxidermist. Really, actually, that's all they should do as a taxidermy. What's that?
We need you, Andy Masterson.
Paging Andy Masterson. Please come save the day. There's Moana. She going to make you throw your cookies. All right, folks. The box office for Moana is making people throw their cookies. Disney, that is. And we'll get into it in just a minute. But first of all, we're going to say a huge thank you to none other than Just a Dutchie. And we're gonna lose our background for a minute. We'll come together, okay, all three of us, to celebrate somebody out there who is such a great supporter of us, and that's Just a Dutchie.
We're playing in the green, green grass. Oh, tell me how do we make it last? Under the sun, the blue stretches.
Just a Dutchie, one day we're going to change her to blonde. I promise. It's going to happen. All right, away from you. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to those super chats from Just a Dutchie. For 6, I've always found Monday the 13th to be an unpleasant day. Sam Neill's passing has confirmed that. R.I.P. Sam Neill. I've had folks, I don't complain. I have had one heck of a week the last 9 days, and I didn't like this part of it either. I saw this news. I actually woke up in the middle of the night, and saw this news, and it just, as I said on X, it's a huge loss. It's just a terrible loss. Seeing him beat cancer, and seeing him in the Jurassic Park commercial that he did, for the Super Bowl, just a gut punch. I hate it. Everybody says he was, we talk about Hollywood celebrities and how awful they can be. Everybody that I have ever heard from said that Sam Neill was just an amazing person to everybody. So this one hurts. I don't like it. Anyway, talking about a week, just so people understand. I don't want to, people are saying, bro, are you okay? Are you okay? No, listen. Had 2 family members on one my family and one my wife's family, very close to us, both come extremely close to death, to the point we thought we were going to be doing that, thought that was going to be the thing we were unfortunately going to have to go through, and then get kind of miraculous results at the last minute. And so that's wonderful. And somebody out there is listening going, well, that didn't happen to me. That went the opposite way in my family. And I hear you. But the emotional roller coaster has been something. So very blessed. And yet I'm ready for a week or two where things are just kind of routine. And Sam Neill passing away last night was not one of those things. I was like, I don't like this. Just a Dutchie for 6, wondering if Pro is enjoying his Pro-Rita Margarita. And his Pro-Rito Dorito Snackarooski. Combining Canadian and Mexican languages together, Spanish and Canadian, yay. While encouraging the audience to click it and sip it. Entonces yo pienso que sí, es el tiempo, la hora para click it and sip it. Lo siento, amigos, pero necesitamos comenzar. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hold your café or your agua or whatever you have high into el aire, and let's imbibe. Folks, you click it and sip together. Yeah, mine is awesome. That is awesome. That is really, really good. Okie dokie. Erica, what are you drinking today?
Colombian blend. The Sam's Club coffee I bought with heavy cream and half and half.
Ron, what you got?
Black coffee.
Blacker the better, eh? We've got Solstice Studios gifting 20 That Park Place memberships. Now that's a way to start the show. Holy schmolies.
Yes, yes, yes.
Every time a membership is gifted, a content creator gets his wings.
Is that gendered language?
We're not at Magic Kingdom, Dad.
Solstice Studios, we thank you again. Staccato comes sliding in with a $20 more. The irony of Disney making this cash grab, Moana, and having it grab their own cash. So the trades are trying to hide how bad this is. We talked about this on the Valiant Renegade show. I know Staccato was listening in. This is an $800 million break even. It is tracking with Supergirl, which seems impossible. I did a video this morning talking about why it's happening. The Hollywood elites, Disney execs don't understand it, but they do now if they watch that video. I have went into great detail. People, when I said that Moana 2 was terrible and it had damaged the brand, I meant it. Now, did we know it was going to be this bad? No. Because we didn't know the normies had completely abandoned Disney for this, but that's what's happened. Moana has been Star Wars'd. Moana has been Marveled. That's where we are. And if you were to look at the total losses here, so if it makes $200 million, which is where it's tracking, 225, and it's $800 million short, Disney's Disney's got to take half of that. So we're talking about a $250, $300 million loss. You add that to Mando's $250, $300 million loss. You add that to Hopper's $100 million loss. Unbelievable negatives for Disney this year. The Devil Wears Prada 2 and Toy Story are having to save this. And Toy Story's break even because it's $800 million. Toy Story's just starting to make profit. So Toy Story is not going to be a huge win for Disney in terms of box office profit because they made it at huge expense. Turns out Tim Allen, Tom Hanks, not that cheap. Let's see what we got here. We got Ken Reichardt for 2. I'm looking forward to Tiana's Galactic Adventure. Could be coming soon. Don't let Jennifer Lewis near it. She'll blow up everything. She is the Death Star. And then she's the voice of Mama Odie for those who don't know. And then Texas 8412 for 5. God dang it, interested in this goal, I am. Why am I talking like Yoda? Oh, God dang, Bobby. All right, probably putting something on TV. All right, we got to dive in, ladies and gentlemen. We are so excited. And if I look at the goal over here, the goal-ometer, let's see. You all have been so kind. We are 12 away. 12 away already. If we hit the 12, we're going to give you our D23 predictions for what Disney just might do. We'd love to do so. So help us out. Let's get that goal, and we'll have lots of fun doing so. We've got a lot of stuff on the docket today concerning expansions and changes coming to the Disney company. But first, before we start on any of that, we got to talk about Moana. And if they're going to do anything with her again in the parks. It's a stinker extraordinaire. Moana has only made $95 million in its opening weekend. I bet that's going to be revised downward. Domestically, it's underperforming Snow White when adjusted for inflation. That means tickets sold more for Rachel Zegler than for The Rock as Maui. Owie, Disney, this is hurting. This was the biggest girl brand on the planet, bigger than Frozen. How do we know that? Well, because we've been telling you for quite a while now that Moana, year after year after year since its 2016 release, was the #1 movie on streaming, not on Disney Plus, but everywhere, all platforms. Moana was #1 until the sequel arrived, and that destroyed it. And now this, the live action, has released, and we see the destruction. The question now becomes, is Moana done in terms of a theme park brand? Because they kind of treated it dirty at the parks as well. Erica, we got a splash pad at Epcot that really doesn't fit in with the Moana theme. They converted a few pools to Moana, but this was the most popular girl brand out there. I mean, and they gave it a throwaway attraction and gave it a few, little adjustments on swimming pools, and that was it. And now people who are wanting to see Moana, I think everything is going to be cautionary. I think everybody's going to be worried about, do we invest in this anymore? They're putting Encanto in Animal Kingdom. And, people would say, well, surely they're going to put Moana, something else. It's not just going to be a splash pad in Epcot. I think after the box office results, I think Moana's in question going forward. What say you?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe there's Moana fatigue at this point. I know the live actions just don't carry any weight with the audience anymore. I think her initially will still be popular with little girls, but I could see where Disney would kind of reel it back. And they're just, at this point, they're just notorious for building attractions that are just, I don't know, the Imagineering cannot seem to get it together and build quality stuff, even for kids. They just think they're going to like any little thing you slap a sticker on. And it's like, no, even kids nowadays know the difference on what's cool, and what they like and what they don't. And they really had a missed opportunity. They should have gone with a beautiful like ocean land, that the original concept we saw for Animal Kingdom, and maybe done like a boat ride for Moana, done like a storybook dark ride. Those are classic. They're timeless. They never go out of style. They're great for all ages, from the nursing mom and the infant to the elderly and the disabled. But they didn't want to spend the money. And here we are.
And it's really strange too, Ron, because Moana is by itself bigger than Star Wars, or it was. Moana, was, along with Bluey, one of the two things really driving folks to Disney Plus. And it just seems like they cheaped out in every possible way. I mean, they really did not care about this franchise. They didn't just repurpose a crappy TV show for a sequel movie that stunk and made people say, I've had enough of this. It's also the theme parks. Like, we're showing images right now of Epcot, to the left. If you were to turn left here, you would be going towards Moana's splash pad. Even though it was as big as it was, it hardly got anything at the parks. And now we're seeing the damage of that. This is a company that didn't care. They had lightning in a bottle for some reason.
Yeah, well, it's because I think that there are way too many people in the upper echelons of Disney today that do not understand Disney. They do not understand their audience, which is ironic, right?
Well, that's clear. That's clear with these. That's clear with these results,
right? And it's very clear. The thing is, when I first went to work for Disney, it's one of the first things that they taught me was know your audience. And so I find it completely ironic that this company that taught me that was a big thing for their executives, they don't get their audience anymore. And I think it goes back to when Bob Iger said he thought that there was too much reverence given to Walt, which I'll be honest, there's not enough. There is not enough reverence given to it. That's disgusting.
It looks like a tattooed, dark-skinned young Weird Al.
It's not
bizarre.
It's so off.
I mean, honestly, if you change the skin color and you remove the tattoos, it looks like a buff Weird Al from circa 2005. What in the world is going on?
Right at all. I tell you what, they don't understand the brand. They really don't understand their own parks anymore. And I don't know. I am so concerned for the Walt Disney Company as a company going forward, that if they do not somebody needs to go in and study everything about Walt and what he did and start doing that. It feels like they studied him and are doing exactly the opposite as much as they possibly can. and who they're satisfying by that, I have no idea. The other thing about this live action Moana is I don't think that the aesthetic appeals to young girls, and that's the brand. Like Moana is not just a girl brand, but it's a young girl brand.
Yeah.
And the new Moana live action does not look to me. Obviously, I'm not a young girl, but I don't exactly know. But it just
You're telling me this for the first time, Ron.
It doesn't look like it would appeal to young girls. Like when
you can identify as anything you want to be these days, Ron. I mean, if that's what, if it's your thing.
I identify the way I was born. I'm a guy.
I won't support you on it, but you have at it, man.
Right.
Apologies. I inserted that word on accident at the end.
Sorry, I'm not changing my name to Ellen or Elliot, but anyway,
Go ahead, Regina Bradley. What do you got?
Like the original Moana. First of all, visually, it's animation is appealing for a reason, and the aesthetic of Maui, what makes Maui even work, I think, in the original is they took the rock and they caricaturized and exaggerated certain features on him, made him wide, almost as wide as he is tall, but still made it like muscularly wide. It's not a body that a real person could have, and that's why
it's a demigod.
Live action doesn't work.
Right, it's a demigod body, and he looks like her big brother. Like it's a big brother, little sister kind of relationship.
Not like her grandfather.
Right, and in this movie, The Rock looks like he's 60 years old. It's bizarre, it's weird, and she looks like she's 15, 16. And in one scene, we've talked about this before, people get grossed out, but I'll say it again. They do the same thing in the animation, but in real life, it's so bizarre to have a 60-year-old Dwayne Johnson pee in the water, and it gets on Moana, and she's like, ew, gross. It's like, that doesn't work with a 60-year-old dude in a...
That happens in the live action movie? Like,
yeah, he pees in the water. Yeah.
I don't
That's
remember
gross.
that happening
It's
in
disgusting.
the cartoon, in the animated.
I think it's less apparent in the cartoon. She's like, I don't remember. Anyway, we'll get stuck in that. But here's the thing. People could say, well, Moana's still popular pro. It made $1 billion on the sequel. It's still popular pro. It's like, well, this is underperforming Snow White now. I don't think Rachel Zegler Snow White is appearing in the parks. I don't think there's any chance that Disney is going to put Rachel Zegler Snow White in the parks. And those dwarfs are not going to show up, and they are the things of nightmares. If this is less than Rachel Zegler Snow White, I think Disney has to worry they've killed the franchise.
I think that there's only one reason that live action Ariel still appears in the parks, since she never has a line. And I'll be honest with you, I feel
they have
bad
her
for
hidden. I felt badly for the person. She's hidden back in a little cubby hole.
Meet and greet for her from the
They
live
do,
action.
Sort of.
and nobody goes to
got
it.
rid of it.
She just stands there by herself. It's
That's
a problem.
and depressing.
It's what they
Little
have her.
embarrassing.
They have her hidden. You would think the corporation would figure out this looks bad. They have her hidden in the very back of One Man's Journey in Hollywood Studios.
Right, and
Of
which
all
is right next
places,
to
Hollywood
the
Studios.
original Little Mermaid story, which if little girls went to go see, their parents probably don't want to confuse them by taking them to the other one. So it's a little bit strange. That, again, Disney, whoever, like people in charge of the parks, from the top down, I don't think they understand anything about their audience anymore, or anything about what made Walt Disney as a company, the company that it became up to, I would say, maybe 10, maybe 15, 20 years ago. And it's just, unfortunately, it's been we've seen it slide. There has been hiccups for Disney in the past. But they always seem to quickly recover from those hiccups. And I haven't seen it this time. I don't see any path to recovery at this point.
How scared do you think they have to be? They've just started this week production on Tangled, the live action remake. How nervous do you think they must be right now about that one? I'm going to say a bunch.
I was thinking about that, and I'm like, are they going to cancel it at this point? It's something I don't know what it is. First of all, this movie, obviously, one of the big mistakes is it came out too quickly after the original Moana. They just did an animated Moana 2. So
Yeah,
it
they didn't
kind of
pace these
seems
very
really,
well.
really weird
And
timing.
Well,
on
this was the most popular brand. They thought we're going to start making stuff on it, man. We're going to get some stuff out there, and it turns out they cratered it because they didn't want to make its own movie. They wanted to take a crappy TV show and repurpose that into a movie, trick people to go see it, make $1 billion off that, and they cratered it. They squandered the brand equity, and here we are. Here we are at the point where now we've gone from 2 years ago, the #1 movie in all of streaming doesn't appear in the top 10 of anything, not even on Disney Plus, and people starting to wonder, like, did you kill it? Is it Star Wars? Did you Luke Skywalker this thing? Like, may not even be able to be added to the parks as an attraction now beyond the little splash pad. And to me, that's very sad because the original Moana, I think, is an excellent, excellent film. So,
Yep.
Yeah. I was just going to say, just thinking about maybe somebody thought the executives with Stitch did so well last year. But when you look, I mean, it's a really easy comparison. You have a very young actress in Lilo and Stitch for live action, and she came across as super cute and relatable to the kids that were watching it. Whereas I don't think this Moana does the same thing. If they would have hired a younger looking actress or whatever, that might have worked better. But also The Rock putting himself so out there as Maui in the marketing, and maybe he had a lot of control over that. I don't know, but I think that The Rock tanked this movie.
I think the sequel.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I think the sequel also tanked the movie. I think a lot of people really hate the Moana 2 movie, and it took a while for people to figure that out. But if you go to Metacritic, it's sitting around a 50, 48, somewhere there in that range. You take a movie that is the #1, everybody loves it, give it 10, give it a 9.5, whatever, and you come out with a sequel that's down there to 5 or a 4.5 or whatever. Killed it. Killed the franchise, killed the enthusiasm, and that's a real problem because if they hadn't done anything with it, it would have sat there and made them tens of billions of dollars in merchandise and streaming and all that kind of stuff. And they had to have more, and they killed it with that sequel. That sequel is just worse than a bore. It's destruction time at the Walt Disney World Resort. Yep, Frontierland again. Here we go. Disney Tourist Blog, Tom Bricker, the great one writing this one. Disney World prepares to close Frontierland shortcut. Now, Tom, I love you. You know I love you. We've talked. You're a great guy, but I don't like this headline. It's not just a shortcut. It's the boardwalk at the Frontierland. It's so beautiful. It's amazing. Please don't go away. Come on. It's been there since the beginning. Magic Kingdom will soon have more construction walls. Oh boy. The culmination of a months in the making project, the Frontierland Boardwalk, has been removed from Walt Disney World maps as the remainder of the shortcut will soon close. It says the saga started when Disney World filed construction permits in mid-February for 3 separate food and beverage merchandise locations along Frontierland: Big Al's, Westward Ho, and Churro Wagon Cart. Those permits are assigned to Buena Vista Construction Company, which means they're going away. All right, so the boardwalk was supposed to go away during spring break. You can see the new map. It's just gone. It's just left. It's out of there, except for the little strip that goes around Tiana's Bayou Adventure. And I think for parade purposes, they actually have to have that. I mean, they just have to have it. So what's it going to look like? Well, if we go down, you can actually see from, I think this is BioReconstruct. Yeah, BioReconstruct has done this one, and we'll open this a little bit larger where you can see it better. This is what construction actually looks like right now behind those walls. And by the way, I would say if you have any anticipation that this is coming out soon, this picture should disabuse you of that belief. This is so far behind. This is so far, like years and years. We are basically, they have one retaining wall, and outside of that, there's not vertical construction. I mean, we have a dirt pad still. Okay, so all that said, what they're claiming, what BioReconstruct is showing, and what they're claiming on with Tom Bricker and Disney Tourist Blog, is that the construction will be so close to the boardwalk, which you can see running underneath the trees over here, that construction will be so close that that's why they're going to close the boardwalk, not that they're going to destroy it, although they might replace some of the planks. Ron, have you heard anything on this? What's your take on the Frontier Boardwalk, which I think it's got to be crazy expensive. It's all wood and it's all massive boards. It's beautiful. It's been there since park opening. It's just, without it, the flavor of Frontierland is lost. Please tell me, Ron, that you've heard the same as Tom, that this is going to stay.
I've been on it. So it was weird because when I was there the other day and I saw a good portion of it blocked off, I'm like, what are they doing? And it's really weird because I guess they're blocking the rest of it off that I was able to get on, 'cause it's a very small portion of it that I was able to get on, kind of right in front of Country Bears, and then it goes around and then out, back out. And it's, I mean, there's a lot of construction that needs to be done with that area. I don't, are they, you said they're planning on keeping it supposedly?
That is the hope, is that it's just too close to the construction, and so they're going to block it off and wall it off, but that when the construction is done, supposedly, allegedly, it'll be there. It's still going to be there, but I don't know. That's hopeful thinking at this point.
Well, and the thing is, I just don't see how that boardwalk fits in with the Piston Peak aesthetic that's going to be right next to it.
I don't know, but I hate seeing beautiful things destroyed just for the sake of destroying it for this crazy project. I mean, some of this stuff is it's just part of the park. Like, you took the boat, man. Leave the boardwalk alone.
It's really bizarre. Like the whole Frontierland theme, aesthetic, everything is changing. They've already admitted to wanting to change the idea of what Frontierland means. In other words, it's not going to be associated with the historical frontier period of history in America anymore. It's a part of, you see, the Frontierland. What bothers me so much about Rivers of America, Tom Sawyer's Island, all that going away is this was something that made the Magic Kingdom both special and differentiated it from other types of theme parks.
And other theme parks couldn't do this. This is like one of those things where you could not replicate this. And Ron, they had the land to keep it and do everything they're already doing.
That's and somebody pointed this out, and I didn't even realize it the other day. They're like, "Oh, okay, so it's the villains that are replacing Rivers of America," and I'm like, "Oh, you know what? That never dawned on me that is so true. It is villains replacing Rivers of America." Wow,
you've reminded me. There's a tweet I need to pull up in just a minute, but first I want to get Erica. Erica, your thoughts on the boardwalk at Frontierland? I think it's a part of it's like the heart of the park, kind of. I mean, this is the kind of authentic stuff that you don't see in parks anymore. And if it's gone, I think it's a huge loss to take away this kind of thing.
I'm so annoyed with Disney right now. Like, at points I just get livid and I have no words. I really got nothing. That's just how ticked off I am.
Well, let me show you this.
I have words, which is very inappropriate.
I was going to say, I can feel the words that you're thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me walk this through so people understand. Park Mind posted this, says the Magic Kingdom isn't just building 2 lands, but restructuring the park's layout to allow for 2 additional lands down the road. This is not true, by the way. I don't believe. But you can see what they've got posted here. Piston Peak National Park, and you can see that it covers the entire area of Rivers of America. And then they think that Villains Land is going to stretch all the way across from one to the other. And I think, they believe there's, and I don't know if they actually believe this or not, if they just posted it for attention. I don't know. Phase 3 over here, which you can already see a backstage building has been built in a parking lot. And then Phase 4. And then DSNY comes in and correctifies the situation. Including with blueprint things here where we can see parking lots and all that, and says, actually Piston Peak is this small, 4.5 acres, covers only where Tom Sawyer Island was and not where the fort was. And that Villains Land will be approximately 15 to 16 acres, and it stretches all the way from here to there. Well, that's not actually true either. We've seen the blueprints. So all of this tail over here, this thing to the left, to my knowledge, is not real. Villains Land only goes from beside Big Thunder and kind of wraps to the right a little bit. There's 2 show buildings one in the northwest section, one in the right section, and that's it. I mean, that is literally it. All of this land over here, to my knowledge, is going to be cast member parking. Yeah. So all of this effort they're going through, tearing down the boardwalk, get rid of the boat, take all the water out, take the beautiful vistas. And it's like, for what? For a fake off-road cars ride that doesn't feature as the main characters Lightning McQueen and Mater? For a villain's land that seems like it's never going to arrive? 2035? Can you get us there? So I just keep the boardwalk. I guess that's the bottom line here. And salvage as much as you can. I don't think this is going to be well received at all when we get to the end of this. Erica, Ron, your thoughts on, I guess, just the lackluster things we have to look forward to and the things we're losing that people loved.
The cars ride's not going to even work most of the time anyway. I mean, it's
yeah. Is this? I take it the cars are going to be exposed to the elements. The Florida weather.
Oh yeah.
I'm really.
It'll be another one of those rides that when it rains, it shuts down.
Yeah, and then you got crowds that are going to be there, and what are you going to do with them? Gosh, I'm sorry.
The amount of what, think about this though. So supposedly, and we'll go back to that original picture in just a second, but supposedly we're going to have this mountain vista, right? That runs all the way along Frontierland and, waterfalls and creeks and and it's like, how much money did you all spend to make this silly idea work? When all you had to do was leave the river and put this stuff in the land you have. Yeah. You didn't have to do all this. You didn't have to build mountains and creeks and waterfalls and destroy the boardwalk and for 3 freaking attractions. You could have just put them in the land that exists and left the water where it was.
The worst part of all this is that it's at their flagship theme park, not
in the world,
Florida, but the world.
Exactly.
Yeah, it to me, this is the ruination of a world park that people have wanted to. I mean, look, if you go into the park now and you see Main Street and the castle, and that's about it. I mean, I guess Adventureland is pretty much the same, but other than that, it's not the park that it once was. It's not. I mean, it's funny because when I live stream, I know that it's the most popular park to live stream from, but it's also, for me personally, the most boring park to live stream from. I can't. It's like, I like riding the people mover, but I can only do it so many times. And I still prefer, I know they kind of ruined it, but I prefer Epcot because the World Showcase is still, generally speaking, intact, and hopefully they don't ruin that. But yeah, there's just so much of the decisions that the Walt Disney Company has made about Walt Disney World that just they really don't have a good track record right now. Like, it's pretty bad since 2015.
So I'm gonna outline what Eddie Sato, the late great Imagineer, said as he tried to convince Disney to save this thing. I'm gonna outline where the river could have been. Okay, the river could have gone right through here, take out that bridge, reset the track on the Liberty Bell so that it goes through there, and this could have been the river with the island still there. But you take out the northern island where Fort Langhorne was. Yada yada yada. Okay, so there would have been your rivers of America. All right. You still could have put your path going right by the Haunted Mansion queue. You still could have put a bridge going over it because the boat would have been going around and around now. So now you can put a giant bridge connecting Big Thunder to your next lands. And I want you to look, folks, how much land they have, okay? How much land do they have? If they had drained this part of the river, taken this island out, you got all of this. You have land that goes all the way back behind New Fantasyland. You can use all that. You can take those trees out. You can actually, if you just really want to, you can even go across the railroad tracks on the other side of the canal. You can put stuff there. You can put all the stuff over here. The amount of land that they have. Okay. In fact, I'll go ahead and measure it for you just so we can have that. Let's see. If we do a measurement, how much land is that? that they had for expansion. We'll go all the way here. Now, I'm not telling you they got to, we're not saying that they have to do anything with the utilidor entrance. We'll leave that alone. So, and we won't be completely exact, but we'll get pretty close. So if they had done all the land that is available to them, that they could put all of these, remember, they've got 3 attractions basically. If we switch that to acres, they had 42 acres. Without doing this, 42 acres.
Yeah, Fantasyland still needs fixing. That was a disaster.
42 acres. That is bigger than some theme parks. And they chose to do what they did. They chose it. So keep the boardwalk, please. Keep the boardwalk, Disney. Save the boardwalk. Let's do
We ever
that.
going to get a Tangled attraction? No, probably not.
You got restrooms. Ron, were you trying to get in on that one?
I just said I've hidden them. That's all.
God, Ron knows every place, every restroom that security will not find him in. Columbia Harbor House, the upper level, it's been given away now. They triangulate on his position each and every time.
All I wanted was hush puppies.
That's a 1-stall restroom, Ron, okay? People are banging on the door. Kids are like, please, mister, I need to go. Please let me in. The big bad wolf when he pretends to be a pig. Please let me in. All right, we've got Wild Man of Yavin for 5. John Powell earned his paycheck. Fight me. Random from another stream, L to the O to the L. Well, thank you, Wild Man of Yavin. May Mr. Powell continue his fight. Barnes and Noobs for $9.99. There were still untouched gems that could bring you some comfort. Amen. The Space Mountain Star Tunnel with the music is one of those places. Now it's potentially on the chopping block as well. Yeah, there aren't many places. Let's think about that for a minute. I hesitate to do this now that I suggested we might, because Disney will be like, yeah, you're right, bro. We could destroy all of those. All right, so places that still exist in the Magic Kingdom as little oases. Oases? Okay, so here's where they are. Usually the interior of Tortuga Tavern is nobody's there. That's a nice oasis. By the way, it's also the location for the best restrooms in Magic Kingdom. Nobody will be there. Tortuga Tavern restrooms. Walk in there. Good luck finding them, and lots of old memorabilia there as well. When you first go into Main Street, if you take a right, what is the name of that? Ron, what's the name of that shop that's got all the ears? It's got all those Mickey ears, but it's way tucked in, and you got to walk through those gardens to get there. Do you know what that is?
I don't know the name of the shop. It's when you first go right, and there's usually a character meet and greet right in front of it.
If you take that right and you walk underneath that awning and go back there, that little shop, that's a nice oasis. Nobody knows about it. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Where else, guys? Where else can you go? What's left in Magic Kingdom that they have not monetized every square inch yet?
I mean,
You could
technically, the
win.
interior of the castle, not where you're going to eat, and not where you only get to stay if you're Brie Larson.
You're talking about where they've got the mosaic.
The mosaics, yeah, I like the mosaics.
Yeah.
It looks nice, but it's not the walk through the Sleeping Beauty's castle is. But and I'm trying to think. So they're running Carousel Progress at the very moment. So that's how
Swiss,
Over by
the Family
circus,
Robinson tree.
the tree house.
over by Dumbo, there's a shaded area.
Yep.
And there are people that will take Casey's Corner food all the way to that side of the park just to eat in the shade.
There's also, there's a new one actually. So if you walk between Tomorrowland and you go under Tron, what used to be where they would do special events on that little pathway between Storybook Circus and Tomorrowland, that's now, you can find a shaded area under there. There's not a lot of places though left in Magic Kingdom that are just like getaway spots.
You know what's really weird? You're gonna love it. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but when you walk from Storybook Circle to Tron, through Tomorrowland, that pathway, it's one of the places that people try to sneak smoking.
Oh,
I'm not surprised. Yeah, I could see it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've noticed that a couple times when I walked under there.
I'm not gonna
Somebody's
ask
trying
what
to, they
they're
think that they're
smoking.
hiding out under this little bridge.
Yep. Slipping a smoky. Slipping a smoky.
Don't do it.
All right. Wild Man, if you happen for 20, go fund yourself, followed by shills, please. Oh, Wild Man, if you haven't, you've given me a hard task. We have different clips loaded in here than those. Let me see what we can do, though. Let's see.
I can go fund yourself, Bob. Will that work?
Let me see, because this is a 20. Let me see if I can load in. Let's see. Do we have go fund yourself, Bob? We're gonna load these into the channel, and then the shills. Okay, let me see if we've got shills. It's a real casual show today, folks, as we do this.
Anything that's got me going, pew, 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 pew. Sign me up.
Sign me up.
Oh, how did she do that with her mouth? How did she get that? Oh, I can't do it.
What in the world did we call that original file before we put it? Let's see here. All right, we're gonna do a large search to find that one. Shills, and then sometimes we spell it Disney 100 shills. No, that's not it. Although I wonder what that is now that I see that file. Sometimes we spell it with a C. Is it shills? No. Okay. We'll see if we can get the Star Wars shills in here. I don't know if I have that file on the studio computer right now, but I do have Go Fund Yourself, and I tell you what. We'll make it up to you. In case I can't find the shills, we'll load another one in. All right, here's Go Fund Yourself, Bob.
Go fund yourself, Bob.
And the shills are loading. Well, not the shills this time, but Wilton's thoughts on Star Wars. Well, man, if I can find the shills and get them loaded in here, we'll do it. Sometimes it's not named in the files what it's named in the on the list of videos we've got in StreamYard. All right, Texas 8412 for 5. God dang it, Culture Casino at D23 will be epic. No, epic is the better theme park. What are you talking about, Texas? Come on. Different theme parks. WJB Daily for 5. What's the orange and blue theme today, Pro? Auburn? University of Florida? NCAA football 2026 is just over 1 month away. And he's a fan of the War Eagles. You know, we're always changing it up, always going to have a different look. And so, yeah, today is orange. I thought about changing the cap color, but we've got all kinds of different colored caps. People say, though, every time I wear the different color, they're like, hey, blue, that's the color. That's your cap. Don't change it. All right, then, fine. Ken Reinhardt for 2. You don't need no boardwalk with no water. That's a pretty good point, actually. Maybe they don't need no water.
Why, you can't open a splash mountain when that mountain ain't got no water.
No water.
No water. No water.
Hey everyone, I'm Wilton the Troll, and I got a really important PAF. I just feel it's important to take a moment to reflect on the current latest Star Wars movie. I mean, we haven't had a woman take the lead on any Star Wars projects whatsoever in Star Wars yet. And that's partly because other women who are leading Star Wars, they don't want to let that happen, which totally isn't stereotypical of women. Am I right, ladies? But here we are, with director Charmin Abinadab Chinook or something. Anyway, she's a woman who's bringing a lot of weight to Star Wars because of her, pedigree. I mean, look at her. Her credits from Satara, Let Girls Dream, Three Bahadur, The Revenge of Baba Balam, Ladies First, A Journey of 1,000 Miles. They all have ties to Star Wars, and some of you guys are so ignorant you have had no idea that there's something thematic through all those things in Star Wars. People who haven't been properly represented and fanned. Lots and lots and lots of freaking sand. They hired her because she knows how to work with sand. That's what Star Wars is today, kids. It's sand. Planets. Some of you are dumb enough not to believe me. And yes, it's time for a woman to lead Star Wars. I mean, things that has totally worked in every other sphere of life, especially politics. Come on, Hillary Clinton, you tell them that it's time for a woman to smash that patriarchy. Anyway, that's all I have to say, and I think it's important for you to know that. Thank you.
All right, that's as good as we can do, Wild Man. I'm realizing I'll have to get We've got it on a different hard drive. I'll try to play it here the next time we're on TPP, but the shills are simply running on the Pro channel right now. Sorry about that. Usually we can do it, but today, no way. It didn't work out. Okay, well, Ron, before we dive into the next story, I was curious why my friends call me Whiskers, because I'm curious like a cat. SNL reference. Hey, Ron, what do you got coming up on the dish after this show today?
Talking about a little bit more about Moana. I want to give some time to remembering Sam Neill.
Mm-hmm.
And
did you ever meet Sam Neill by any chance in your travels in Hollywood and all that?
No, never met him, but he seemed like a good guy. I was watching a profile on Owen Wilson earlier today, and I didn't realize.
Wow.
I didn't realize he never wanted to be an actor. That he was a high school dropout, and all kinds of interesting things about him. But he also genuinely seems like a good guy. I've never heard anything bad about him. Yeah. So, and I think Lou Wasserman's Ghost is going to be on as a guest. So
phenomenal.
I will say
we love Lou.
There are some things that are going to be coming up in the next few months that are very, very cool that I can't really talk about yet, but I'm very excited. And then I think I don't know if it's going to be any live streams or anything from it, but I feel like there's something going on this weekend somewhere. I don't know what that is exactly. Do you know, Pro, something coming up for Pro and Park Place and all that kind of stuff this weekend?
You're talking about the Southeast Game Exchange, where all the cool kids are going to be? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Southeast Game Exchange, July 17th through the 19th. That's this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Come play the game we've been working on, Zax, which, man, oh man, have we been working behind the scenes. We are on open beta version 0.3.0, which means that's not the alpha builds. Just in the beta, we have had 30 different iterations working as fast as humanly possible to get this thing ready to go. And it is ready. We're very excited. We'll be having lots of kiosks for you to come play the game. Also, you get to meet some of your favorite folks. Culture Casino, Ron Bradley of Follow Bradley's Fun. We got Lorne, we got Marv, we got Jonas, and yours truly right here, Pro. By the way, we'll be doing the Pro Show with a live audience for the first time this Friday, 6 p.m. at the Southeast Game Exchange in Greenville, South Carolina. And on Sunday, 2 p.m., you can meet me and The Wiz, Real Life Fake Wizard, on Sunday at 2 p.m. Looking forward to it very, very much. You know what else I'm looking forward to, Ron and Erica?
What's that?
I cannot wait for what we've been predicting now for a very long time. Epic Universe doing what we said they'd do. It turns out, fireworks and nighttime tickets going late into the evening. It's going to be sending lots of peeps away from the House of Mouse.
It's showtime! Straight from the heart of the park.
We told you it was coming, and now it's here. Epic Universe has announced Universal Nights After Hours Experience tickets. We said it was coming, late night events. Universal Orlando Resort has announced Universal Nights, a new after-hours event at Epic Universe. The separately ticketed experience will take place on October 3rd and 17th, and I hear that these are test runs for a much bigger rollout of lots of stuff in 2027. Tickets go on sale August 13th, with prices starting at $179.99 plus tax per person, aka $200. That's expensive. Guests with the Universal Nights ticket may enter Epic Universe beginning at 7 p.m. The exclusive event will run from 9 p.m. until midnight, but it essentially means that you're in from 7 until midnight. Early admission gives visitors extra time to explore the park before the after-hours event begins. According to Universal Orlando, Universal Nights at Epic Universe will provide access to all attractions and experiences across the park's 5 themed areas. Those lands include Celestial Park, Super Nintendo World, How to Train Your Dragon, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and Dark Universe. Universal set attractions are planned to operate throughout the event, although availability may change. The company also confirmed that character meet and greets will be a part of the experience. More entertainment details are expected before tickets go on sale. And of course, this follows on the very, very successful fireworks that they have now launched over here. All right, so I like to call balls and strikes. I want to be even keeled. I'm not here to just carry the water for Epic. And so I'll say this, it's not open late enough. For this price, being exclusive from 9 p.m., which you know is going to be the fireworks, and people are still going to be there watching them. So having the exclusive ability to enter the portals from 9 to midnight, that's 3 hours of exclusivity for $200. Not enough. Needs to be open until at least 1 or 2, probably 2 a.m. And then I believe, my thought is, Universal, if you really want to beat Disney, if you want to be the big kahuna, if you want to be number one, the head honcho, the leader in the cheese, then what you got to do is you got to make this be like semi-regular. This has got to be something you're doing almost every day. Maybe not every day, but this needs to be something in 2027 where you got your daytime ticket, you got your nighttime ticket. You got your day ticket, you're there from 9 a.m., 10 a.m. until 9 p.m. You got your nighttime ticket, you're there from 6 p.m. until 2 a.m. Okay, you got some overlap in between. That's great for everybody because you want people to be buying dinners. And you want them to see the fireworks. Great, okay? And then you've got essentially you're operating 2 days every day. You're not selling tickets 365 days out of the year. You're selling tickets 700 plus days out of the year. That's what Magic Kingdom does to artificially inflate its attendance and not artificially increase its revenue. So let's do it. I don't see any problem with this. Ron, Erica, your thoughts on this idea and the fact that it's coming true, that they're running this twice, and I think that's nice, but I think it's going to be far more regular soon.
Yeah.
Don't be Disney is all I have to say. Just don't. No. Do your own thing. Take notes from your audience. No. This thing of you're kind of taking a little bit from Disney because it's working over there. No, it's not really working. The parks aren't as full as they could be. You really want to outshine Disney? Bring in the old perks that Disney used to have and bring them over to your company and see what happens.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, to bring in all of the stuff that Disney used to do. The difference in these events, my understanding is that like with Mickey, Mickey's Not So Scary and the Very Merry Christmas and all that, those are special events and they come with all these kind of things. What I'm suggesting is, and Ron, you tell me if I'm wrong on this, but I'm suggesting have two ticketed cycles every single day. You don't have to do anything you don't have to have it be an event. Just say, we're at capacity. We understand we're at capacity. We can't, we'll build more stuff, but we're at capacity. Here, we're going to actually sell even more tickets because we're going to divide it up and let those who wish to stay late do so. The other thing, Ron, is if you do that, some of the areas of this park really shine at night in a way that, like Dark Universe should only be experienced at night, in my opinion. Your thoughts on that?
I've only experienced Dark Universe at night, as it turns out. I haven't experienced Dark Universe during the day, so I just don't know what it would be like. But it felt right at night when I was there. Of what that experience should be. As a matter of fact, I think that's where I ended my night.
It really doesn't work under a blue sky, Florida summer sun. It's a bizarre feeling to be there and this feels tropical and it's supposed to look, like creepy Transylvania. And that's so, but nighttime, it works.
They need it open later in the summertime for sure. As far as those late nights are concerned, when they're doing these events, it should go to 1 or 2. I would also hope that if they can figure out how to do it, that they might even let those guests in a little bit earlier before 7 o'clock. I'm not sure exactly what the time is, but I know that it's some of the...
I think if you let them in at 6 to 2 would be 8 hours, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that would be
fair.
The value would be there for it. But more importantly, the other thing that I'm looking at is that if this does... In fact, if they do it more often, then it perhaps alleviates daytime crowds a little bit to where now you have more capacity for adding in the annual pass option. Because I think that's one of the biggest reasons why they haven't added an annual pass to this park yet is, first of all, of course, it's going to increase the cost for annual pass holders. Sure. Especially if they don't make this an option to where you can have just an annual pass to this. I think they don't want to do that because they know how many people would just do that.
They're also they're at capacity every day, basically, right?
Yeah.
Still. So how do you add an annual pass? This is the problem. They've got to. They have so much park. They can build more on the park, but that's going to take years. They have so much park and they have way more demand. How do you give people more with the same park? You have daytime tickets and nighttime tickets. And as Erica said, don't chase Disney, because what does Disney do? Disney says, oh, we've got a nighttime event, so get out of here, you. 6 p.m., get out of here, scram. We got Mickey's Not So Scary. That doesn't work. Why? Because it drives people to say, I should not have come today. They've got Mickey's Not So Scary tonight. We've got the raw end of this deal. If on the other hand, if Epic says it's the same hours, come on, you can stay from this time to this time. You want to come in from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Perfect. But the nighttime just goes on, right? And so then everybody's got to win then, in my opinion.
Yeah. But they definitely, I'm hoping that we see a lot more of these type of events added, because of just how people don't understand, if they haven't been there, how spectacular this park looks at night. I mean, it's just from when you first walk in all the way back to Helios, you have this body of water that trickles all the way back there. It's lit up. There are fountains. It's not just the big fountains in front of Helios, but the whole thing is active. It's very kinetic. It's very, very connected. And it just, this park feels alive, and you feel like you are a part of it. And it's very, very difficult to explain that. It's one of those things that you kind of have to be there and experience it to get. But anybody that, I mean, you've been there, so I think you understand what I'm talking about. It's just like there's nothing, there's really no other park like this park right now.
You know, Erica was talking about things that Disney used to do. I would love to see Universal, if you're staying at a hotel at Epic, I'd love to see those guests get to go in an hour early every single day, or, you know, at least every other day. There are things that Disney used to do that Universal could pick up that would not be tremendously expensive, but would say, we're the company willing to do what you remember being the staple, what you remember being the baseline. Like, you got treated like a VIP at Disney and you're not anymore. We'll do that for you. We'll take over.
I have a question on this nighttime event. I thought I read somewhere that there was food included in the price. Like, there are some snacks that are going to be complimentary with
Maybe.
the ticket price.
I'm not sure about that. Maybe, but I would get that's not, I don't ever like that kind of stuff, because I think you always super overpay for, you know, nighttime snacks.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, what is it? At Mickey's Not So Scary, you're getting, I mean, just silly little candy, right? And how much are you paying for that candy? It's, if you think about how much they're upcharging in that total ticket price, it's nutso.
Yeah.
Erica, you give us your final thoughts on this one. I know that you would like to see Universal differentiate itself by doing the right thing and forcing Disney to say, hey, maybe we got to go back and start doing some of that stuff again. So your thoughts on Epic and the fireworks and how that's been going, and now the addition of new nighttime hours.
I am a fan of the KISS method. Keep it
simple,
stupid. Just, you have this amazing park that is pretty much your flagship park now. This is where the vast majority of your crowds are gravitating to. So just bring in hotel perks. Start with the I don't know why it's taken them so long. Start with your evening events. Do a Halloween thing. Do a Christmas thing. Get with it. People are willing to pay for it. They will book those vacations. I mean, if you built a park meant for nighttime spectaculars, and you know this, it's not like Universal doesn't know this. They know it. So lean into that and do what Disney used to do. And trust me, you think it's full now. It'll get you. If anything, I think it will disperse the crowds better. People will have more opportunity to see what they want to see versus having to, okay, well, we can't do the attraction over at Harry Potter because we opted to do Nintendo Land, and they're really having to pick and choose because the park is so full. But if you bring in those after-hour events and after-hour perks to hotel guests, it kind of levels that out and allows more opportunity for people to see everything on that vacation. And they will come back, because if they had such a wonderful, amazing experience and it was immersive enough, even if they got to see everything, they're going to want to repeat that. So my advice to Universal, just don't do what Disney's doing. you're the answers to any problems late in the past. What theme parks did prior to the pandemic, it worked. Your stocks were up. People were spending money. Don't get caught up in what other companies are doing and failing at.
Well, I'll tell you this. I love that you brought up KISS. Not the band, okay? But keep it simple, stupid. The reason why I love that, Erica, is because as you were talking about it, I thought about the Kiss Goodnight that Disney always did at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
The Kiss Goodnight every single night. This was not promoted, not talked about much. You had to know. But about an hour after closing, as the last few people are leaving Main Street, Disney would play Walt's speech at Disneyland about this happy place, and they would just use the projectors, just the colors, shift the colors, and they would just play it was called the Kiss Goodnight, and then the castle colors would come up into its overnight, because you can see the castle from the resort, so they always put the nighttime colors on, and the nighttime colors would come up, and then that was officially we're done. Like, everybody get out of here. But it called the Kiss Goodnight.
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore. They don't do anything anymore.
My mom
Epic.
says, keep it simple, sweetie.
Epic, you can do these things. You can do these things that the special. Bring the special back. You can do this. And we're very excited for you to do so. Folks, let us know in the chat. Let us know in the comments. What are your thoughts? Nighttime at Epic Universe. Which one would you do? That's what we'd love to hear. If you had to choose, would you do a daytime ticket from, let's say, 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. until 9 p.m., or would you do a nighttime ticket from 6 p.m. until 2 a.m.? Which one would you prefer for Epic Universe? We are 11 out of 15 on the Super Chat goal. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you. The dream to stream comes true because of you. The first Dragon Queen for 5. If culture doesn't bring the real to real, I'll hunt down the only guarded in Arizona. Are we doxing culture now? Are we telling where he is? I don't know that. He may be in Montana. You never know. One vampire animatronic coming soon. Hugs for all. Dragon Queen, good to see you out there. Happy to say hi. Hopefully the real to real makes it just fine. Christian Corralejo for 5. Do enough of the portals and rides at Epic Universe lend themselves to a nighttime experience? If not, what would you change, add to fix that problem? The only one that I think does not lend itself to nighttime is the Isle of Berk. I think the Isle of Berk is better during day by far than at nighttime. But all the others, I mean, Super Nintendo World is beautiful at night. And the Harry Potter area is beautiful both day and night. Dark Universe benefits from night tremendously. And Celestial Park is far better at night. Is that the right assessment, Ron, you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. Might bring you back next week. We got Wildman of Yavin out there again for 5, who, by the way, Wildman, we're so sorry. I feel so badly we couldn't find the shills. We'll play an extra dose of the shills tonight with Dean Kane on the Pro Show. Wildman of Yavin for 5, how much woulda, coulda, woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? To be blunt, screw Disney. Uh-huh. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? A chunk. That's the correct answer. It's always been a chunk. All right. Where is Culture Casino at? He is late today, folks. Do we have to do like Tinkerbell? You remember when you have to do whatever it is that brings Tinkerbell back to life? I don't know. Let me see.
Did you check the back?
What are you talking about? Are you coming? Question mark. Is he in the back door? Did he get in the back door somewhere? Hang on a second.
Check the check Slack.
Hang on, let me read this. Okay, let me see what this. Culture Casino says, "My dearest friends and acquaintances, I may not make it today in 2026, the year of our Lord. I am waiting for the air conditioning guy. Mayor Mamdani has sent him from New York to help me with my purple spuds. He's gonna be here around the same time that I normally tell you all the joys and pleasures and endeavor to explain what's really going on in theme parks." Says, the air conditioner guy has said that the unit has frozen completely, and that it's going to take some time to melt my air conditioner and then determine if the air conditioner may be of some use ever in the future. So still waiting. Folks, this is very professional stream right now. I'm reading it along with you. I'm discovering that Culture Casino, you know what, even if he doesn't make it, I feel like we should play in honorarium. Should we play it?
Sure.
Should we do it?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. Culture Casino, I know you're watching. I know you're sweating right now, but you're watching. This one is... Wait a minute, it's disappeared. Where did Culture go? He's not here and his clip is gone? What is happening? Marv, what have you been doing around here? Oh my gosh, the Culture Casino clip has disappeared.
Can I just say, in honor of Culture Casino, that somebody posted, I think it was on Instagram Reels or something, but it was the most amazing purple potato dish. It just looks so delicious. Big old purple potato split down the middle, steak cut up in it, has some arugula on the side, and some feta cheese. Oh my gosh.
Purple potatoes are
purple potatoes so bad.
They're I think they're way tastier than regular potatoes. The problem is if you turn them into mashed potatoes, it looks like purple Play-Doh, and nobody's going to eat that. Well, I'll tell you, we can't find the shills. Culture's broken. It must be a Monday.
Well, it's Monday. We're back again.
It's Monday, boys and girls, let's party! It's Monday, boys and girls, let's party! Purple potatoes, fried green tomatoes, arugula. Hey, what's up?
When injustice strikes, I strike back.
Culture Casino, let's go. Culture Casino, let's go. When the EMS tries their best, strap him down, check his chest. Culture Casino, Casino, Culture Casino, Casino. Culture Casino. Let's go, let's go. Culture Casino.
When injustice strikes, I strike back.
Flamethrowing bears can't keep the man down. Bearded and burning, it's a Campione town. Kumquats and roses, snap peas and lotus. Watch the jugular. Culture Casino, let's go. Culture Casino, let's go. When the EMS tries their best, strap him down, check his chest. Culture Casino, Casino, Culture Casino, Casino. Kodiak box can't stomp his produce down. Check out his latest Ponderosa Lemons Estate.
Postmodern neo-Marxist fear my God.
Go fund yourself, Bob.
That's right, with the kumquats, Bob. Go fund yourself with the lemons. The lemons. Burn your house down with the lemons. No, Bob, don't burn your house down with the lemons, okay? Leave the lemons alone. All right, folks, let's dive in. I've given an invitation to Culture if he'd like to join us via his telephone. We would love to have a live update right outside of his air conditioning unit. He can show it to us, and who knows, it might be a new channel he can start. Not that Garden Place, but that mechanically altered air cooling system channel. Progress, see? Always progress. Oh, Uncle Orville. All right, let's talk about changes. Changes. Coming to the Disney parks, D23 is on the way, and we're hearing 2 attractions might be going back to the chopping block, getting a redo. Which ones? Well, what if we told you the first is Space Mountain?
There we go. One more for the top. Triple decker, just how you like it.
Wow, thanks, Mr. Walt.
You enjoy it.
We will.
It's not being reported as a rumor. WDW Magic just has it as fact. Disney is planning a massive rebuild of Space Mountain at the Magic Kingdom. Wow. Well, we've heard this before, and it never came to be. Let's see what they say this time. Space Mountain may be next in line for a major refurbishment at Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom. According to the sources they have, the classic coaster is in the planning stages for a rebuild that touches nearly every part of the attraction from the track to the queue. The scope being discussed goes well beyond a standard refresh. Sources describe it as an interior rebuild of the coaster with a full retrack, similar to the recent work on Big Thunder. Changes to the queue area and loading stations are also part of the plan. Of course, if it's similar to Big Thunder, then it won't be different once it's done. It'll just maybe be a little smoother, maybe a little slower. It says Space Mountain opened at Magic Kingdom in January 1975 as part of an expansion of Tomorrowland. That makes it more than 50 years old and one of the longest running attractions at the park. And you can see there the start of the attraction when they were building the two rings that form the structure's, what would you say, skeleton? And then there the connection is on how they put the exterior out there. The ride has had refurbishments over the decades, including new audio, lighting, and special effect updates, but the core track and structure are original. And it goes on to talk about, 2008, which is what I was referring to, that they did some changes, but it says a few details are still unclear. It's not confirmed that this would be a like-for-like retrack matching the current layout the way Big Thunder's rebuild did, or if Space Mountain could get an entirely new track layout. Now, what we are hearing, Ron, is if they do this, they actually will have to do a full-blown redo of the track because this may not meet current standards, I guess, is what we're hearing. And so they might actually have to redo it. We're also hearing that they would switch to a single track instead of mirrored tracks. Ron, are you hearing anything on this? What do you got?
I haven't heard very much about it. However, this is, I've got to say, and I think probably a lot of people will disagree with me on this, but I'm all for something being done with Space Mountain because I can't really ride it anymore. It's just too rickety for me. It's been a little bit of time since I've even gotten on it because I'm kind of scared. It's not the speed. It's not anything else. I'm always scared. I'm pretty tall. I feel like I'm going to hit my head. This thing just feels
in
really,
the dark.
Really
You can't see what's coming at you, right? You're worried that you're going to clip it.
I would love them to, you're going to hate me for this. I would be okay if they tore down Space Mountain and rebuilt it like the Japan version of this ride. It is, yeah, that's just gorgeous.
That's nice.
And I'd be okay with it. Look, and I'm the fact of the matter is, and I know that there's some nostalgia to Space Mountain, but to me, it's a lot different than getting rid of Rivers of America in the sense that that was a part of American history. That was something Walt put in because he wanted American history preserved and revealed in a way that you could bring little children into the park and they wouldn't even realize necessarily that they're learning something. And what I like about Rivers is, you go on the boat, you go to your family, you get back home, and you're talking about the trip, and you can be like, oh, 5 years later, you're in American history. Hey, Dad, I learned American history about that. What is that? Didn't we go on a ride or something like at Disney World? And you could talk about that, right? That'd be a whole discussion, and it would be kind of cool. This, however, is about the future, and right now, Space Mountain, the way it is, the current aesthetic, I don't feel like it fits into Tomorrowland the way that structure they have it in Japan did. And yeah, is this when I went on it, or when I was on the People Mover? I filmed this.
It looks old, eh? I mean, that's what it looks like. Yeah. It definitely looks like it came from the 70s. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Drew Smith, by the way, sharing this one.
Okay, it's so. I mean, this is the one, and I do love the aspects of the queue that are in there. Some of the cool things they have in there, but it just feels weird when you get on it. It's the single. It's not side by side. It's not a dual seated roller coaster. It feels like a throwback to this current version feels like a throwback to amusement park rides or fair rides or something like that. And I'm happy that I'm happy they're going to update it. My biggest concern, of course, is Modern Imagineering, and Modern Imagineering has not had a good track record with most of their stuff. Big Thunder's, I think, is okay. But we'll see. We'll see what they do. I do think something needs to be done, though.
They've struggled mightily updating anything. Erica, I'm okay with Space Mountain getting a retrack. I'll just tell you. I think it's rough. I think it's jerky. I don't think it's up to modern standards. What I worry about is the same thing Ron worries about. I'm not sure that this current Imagineering crew is up for the task. So I would hope they would hand this off to another coaster company to design the layout. It's a strange structure to try to fit a coaster in. And the coaster was designed for this structure. So how you're going to do it, I don't know. It's going to be very, very difficult to put a coaster in there. And I imagine they'll have to disassemble the back of the attraction building to do this. I mean, that's what I think they would have to do.
That's a huge project because they've got the people mover to consider. And I hope they're not thinking of removing the people mover to update Space
I would be surprised at this point, given that they're keeping Carousel of Progress. I wonder if I think they've realized they got to keep the classic attractions. They've pushed us too far. But just to give you an idea, Eric, of how hard this is, if I go to Braden, Sir Braden at X, look at this layout. This is the layout of the two coasters that sit inside Space Mountain that are mirrored. You talk about a mess trying to undo that and fit a coaster in there again that's going to work, and because it's a pyramid kind of shape, it's a rounded pyramid shape, it's a conal at the top. It's going to be a heck of a challenge. So, Roller Coaster Tycoon, Planet Coaster folks out there, start building. Send Disney your ideas. Erica, your thoughts?
Gosh, I should know this. How did they go about with Thunder Mountain? Who built Thunder Mountain originally? Was it Arrow?
Yeah, I think it was Arrow, and I'm not sure. I think it's Arrow, and I'm not sure who helped them with the track this time. I will say it seems to me that Big Thunder is slower and smoother, but the lift hills are faster to make up for it, so it has about the same runtime. I actually don't prefer for Big Thunder compared to what it used to be. I think that it lost a lot. I mean, smaller kids can ride it, but I think it lost a lot on that one dropping helix that it has, where you're helixing to the left. Without it doesn't push you at all anymore, in the seat, and that was kind of the fun thing about it. And people putting their hands up, right? And that's kind of gone. So,
that sucks.
I wouldn't mind if they could do it. I don't see how in the world they could do it, but if they switch to a single coaster track, I'm fine with an inversion because they don't have anything that sends you upside down in Magic Kingdom, and people want that. People want some loops. So.
Yeah, if they go with a one-track coaster, I could see them doing that. Either, no matter how they go about it, the lines are going to be long by the time it's finished. It's going to be popular. They could just retrack it, but I don't know. I don't think they should. I think they should just completely do something new, go in a different direction. I think this is one attraction where, for the most part, people are okay with a total overhaul of it. And I really am curious, construction-wise, how they're going to take it apart and rebuild it from the inside. Because unless they're going to tear down the building, which means they're going to have to tear down part of People Mover and rebuild part of People Mover.
Yeah, I would be shocked. I think People Mover staying.
That's going to be a mess. And then you have to shut down People Mover for the length of the construction.
You would probably have to do that.
I mean, that's a mess. I don't know what. I would love to be a fly on the wall. And
maybe the railroad again. But I'll give you my best impression of riding Space Mountain. Okay, you ready?
Oh, yeah, I know. I can't ride it either. It jerks me around too much. And we've gotten to a point when we have gone, gosh, I haven't been on Space Mountain since. No, I did go on it. I went on it in 2024. And no, it was rough. It was a rough ride.
Texas espouses, I think, what we're all thinking about Disney stuff these days. For $5, y'all thinking I'm excited for the new Space Mountain. I just hope I'm alive in 2040 to see it. Oh,
I know. I know. Out of everything
right.
they'd be refurbing and gutting, this is the one that I'm curious, but
Here's what I would.
I'm cautiously optimistic because I don't trust current Imagineering either. Are they going to build something that's going to work and not break all the freaking time? That's another concern.
So, and some are saying, well, you should ride the Matterhorn if you think it's rough. It's because it's in the dark, so you don't know you're about to be like thrown. Your entire spinal cords are about to be thrown out like Sub-Zero. So, okay. So, I would say though, I know it's flashy to say we're gonna change Space Mountain. I would get rid of the Tomorrowland Speedway, or I would completely redo the thing.
Yeah,
but I would get rid of it because it's noisy, it's loud, it's abrasive. I don't think it's fun. It's dull. I mean, it was fun in the 70s for kids, but kids can do that kind of stuff. I mean, they're playing, they're racing cars on Fortnite and Rocket League. Who cares about going 2 miles an hour and who cares? So that's what I would do before I would mess with Space Mountain. But that's just me. And that's not going to get anybody excited, right? To come out and say, we're changing Tomorrowland Speedway. Nah, but that's what the park needs. That's what I think.
You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity.
All right, folks, we're saying thank you because we are just about there. 3 left to go, and then we'll give you our predictions for D23. Let's go. Let's hit that super chat goal. Juliet for 2. Like, subscribe, and share. And yes, folks, we believe you'll get a cheeseburger if you do. No guarantees, of course, but cheeseburgers may be in your future. It's your horoscope for today, or some say the hamburgerscape. No, that's a bad one. Paul for 2 says, those cars I stepped in when I was 5 or 6, and they're still running. They're still running. Not well, Paul, but they're still running. I had not been over there forever.
I didn't say it during the segment, but I thought of it later. They could just put Primeval Whirl inside Spaceship.
Get out of here, you. What are you trying to do? Man, that was a vomit machine, let me tell you. The amount of people who lost their cookies on Primeval Whirl. Gilliam, who's nobody's punching bag for 5. Space Mountain track I'm not attached to. Parts of it are not attached to it, so don't worry. But Q needs to be maintained, particularly the music.
Mm.
Yeah, the music's pretty good.
Yeah, I do like the Q line music. I like it. I don't know, it just fits.
Save the gray ball pit balls too. That's a staple.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, and keep the cookies. If you don't know what we're talking about, go look it up. Become a Disney nerd with us. Save the cookies. All right, we got one more story up on the docket. We're going to rock it. And folks, after we finish this next story, just know that your wish is our command. The Dish will continue on with even more news regarding Disney and theme parks and fun stuff and enough stuff that you got to stick around. Don't go anywhere as we continue down the path of truth with a capital T. Also, folks, we want you to know that Dean Cain will be on the Pro Show tonight. Come join us at 9 p.m. Eastern. Superman will be there talking about Supergirl. He's going to get himself in trouble. You know it. Talking about whether or not James Gunn should be done. Paul for 5. My grandpa was an original furniture building woodworker for Disney during his opening days. So I grew up with the parks and now work there. Paul, I know where you work at Disney now. I'm going to find you one day, Paul. I'm going to find you. And when I do, I know you can accept it, but I'm going to bring you a root beer. A delicious sarsaparilla, Paul. And you have to say, I'm sorry, sir. I can't accept that. And I'll say, Paul, we still care. Sarsaparillas for everybody. In the honor of Uncle Orville, right? All right, folks, we've got this story coming up. What do we got here? As we are, I believe, 1 away from the goal. Yeah, 1 away from the goal. So we'll talk about D20. I'm sure somebody's going to get us there. Spaceship Earth. How many times have we done this? Well, not enough, apparently. They're going to try to go and change that. We got thoughts about it. Hang tight.
I just can't wait for 3 days of you and me.
Spaceship Earth at Epcot may be going under the knife. That's what they're saying here on Disney Tourist blog from the ever great Tom Bricker, who says, it's our prediction that 2 of the big 2026 D23 Expo announcements for Walt Disney World are going to revolve around years-long overdue overhauls for Space Mountain and Spaceship Earth. These reimaginings would build on the success of Big Thunder at Magic Kingdom and Test Track at Epcot, which I would say both. Those two are successful. Tiana's is no, it is not. But those two, I will give them that. Successful. While a lengthy overhaul of Spaceship Earth is one of our big 2026 D23 Expo predictions, Tom says he's honestly not sure whether it's on the wish list. Says, unlike some purists who would like to see Walt Disney Imagineering leave Spaceship Earth alone, it's not his issue, but instead, he thinks the money should go to Journey into Imagination, Figment and Dreamfinder, to have that ride fixed and, well, made worth riding. And I would say I'm in agreement here. Erica, I think this is an attraction, the Journey into Imagination, that nobody does. If they do, they regret it. If you're 2 or 3 years old, maybe. But other than that, it's an awful ride. It's broken, like 80% of the attraction doesn't function anymore. The pavilion is hardly used. The upstairs VIP section is what it is. And then the theater that's attached to it, that used to be for Honey, I Shrunk the Audience and Captain EO before that, is used to show Pixar shorts that you can watch on Disney+. This is a total waste. So Spaceship Earth, and the reason that I'm worried about Spaceship Earth is I worry that if they touch it, they'll change it for the modern message. So that's why I'm like, you know what, go over there and have fun with Figment. What do you think, Erica? What should Disney do? Which one should get preference here? Spaceship Earth, of course, is the iconic attraction. It's the first one you come into. It's the one that gives people, whatever feeling they have for Epcot. But at the same time, this other area of the park is a total and complete wasteland.
Yeah, I agree with you. They need to focus on Journey into Imagination, figure out what to do with the attraction, all the space. I miss the 80s version of it. And it's funny, a few months ago, it's been about a year or so, it had been so long since I had seen the original because I was a child. I went on YouTube and Raph and I rode the original.
Sure.
And Raph just looked at me and he's like, gosh, I can't believe you actually got to go on the original. I would have killed and loved to have seen all of the staging in person. And he's like, I just don't understand what Disney was thinking because it was so full of imagination. The staging was just unreal going through the attraction.
Well, now they shoot stinky air in your face, and they've been doing that for years.
Yeah,
when it works,
it's just been reduced to this, I don't know, just
imagination.
I don't know. I can't even put it into words. It's just they cheapened it. They cheapened the attraction. They cheapened the idea of children using their imagination, and I mean really using it. Create smells and draw a figure on a piece of paper. I mean, no.
Well,
Disney once upon a they used to inspire kids to do more than just draw on a piece of paper. They used to inspire kids to want to get into actual fields of work where you're building. Yeah. I mean, actual building a future, whether it was architect or, in a way, I feel like Disney back then was kind of promoting themselves. Come work for us and use your imagination, looking back now. But
well, let me ask Ron about this because you brought up a great point, watching the original. It's a far bigger ride. They actually didn't use all the building anymore for this. And Ron, it reminded me what Erica said. It reminded me that both Spaceship Earth and this ride have a similarity. My understanding, Ron, is, and I wondered because you've been behind the scenes a lot of this stuff, Ron, the Journey into Imagination, the old stuff, is a lot of it still there, just locked behind walls and buildings where it once was used, but it is no more. In the same way that Spaceship Earth, a lot of the descent stuff is still there. It's literally hidden by fabric walls to hide it.
I've never seen it. Supposedly it is. Okay, so I've been up in the DVC lounge.
Sure.
There are doors that say cast member only in the DVC lounge. And I've never looked behind them, but supposedly you go right behind those doors, and that's where there's a whole bunch of stuff from the old attraction, including I've heard the rainbow walk
Tunnel.
through
Yeah.
the rainbow tunnel. But I have for years had a very completely different idea about what I think that they should do. Yes, you would be spending a lot of money on this, but it has to do with the fact that they already axed the whole idea of future worlds. So now you have world discovery.
Not in my head. Ron, I still call it Future World. I'm not changing for that.
I understand.
Because all their silly little lands don't make sense. So anyway,
I still
go
call
ahead.
Hollywood
This
Studios
is going
MGM.
to be my point, is that their lands don't make sense. They have world discovery. They have things that don't work in world discovery. They have world celebration, which is not at all a celebration. And then they have world nature. And what's really weird is they don't have them divided evenly. So right now they actually have Journey into Imagination as part of World Celebration. Makes zero sense thematically whatsoever. And the building is designed for what I would want to put into it, which is still keeping the same ride system, but actually extending it back to what the old ride system is, and create a brand new character like they did with Figment for Journey into Imagination, but make this the discovery of the journey of light, how a photon gets created in the sun and comes down to Earth, and you see the whole journey, and it's fun but kind of scientific. It has that edutainment feel to it. Create a character that, is this photon, and then have that be part of the educational experience of what light does and how light brings life to Earth. Because if you look at the building, it looks like a pyramid. And then on that side of world nature, as they call it, you actually have light, air, land, and water, the seas and water. And it makes the whole area cohesive. And where Wonders of Life used to be in the empty silo gold dome that sits behind construction walls, if they can even still use that, I don't know. Maybe the space is there regardless. That's where I would put Figment and have it be Figment's Imagination at Play Pavilion, and you'd have a ride back there. You'd have all kinds of things that kids could discover. It would be part of World Discovery, which would make a lot more sense, because imagination, the spark of imagination, is what leads to all the other discoveries. And then it would be slightly more cohesive, even though, of course, thematically Cosmic Rewind doesn't exactly belong there, but it's a much more fun ride. And you could also maybe do something with Mission Space, because that everybody wants that to go and become something else.
Nobody rides that either. Nobody rides it either. It's a wasted attraction.
Obviously needs to stay. They need to do something with it, but I would love to see the theater become something where there's some sort of a 3D thing, and you could actually have the experience yourself in the theater of, it used to be Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. Remember that? Which, by the way, I think is what they're basing all of their modern Disney movies on, because they're shrinking their audiences a lot.
Well, given the popularity of this Michael biopic, why not run Captain EO right now? Like, put it back in there. I mean,
they have
done
done
before.
it.
They've definitely done it
They
before.
brought it back at one point.
Yeah.
I remember going to it.
It would get more views than
Oh my gosh,
hey,
it
we
would be.
And with the
I
movie
wonder
Michael
what
that
the
just came
expense
out.
is to the family or whoever. I don't know how that. But yeah, I mean, Captain EO should definitely be brought back. They can always rerun Captain EO, but they got to do something with it. They need to do something with the space. I would love to see some type of an update on Spaceship Earth, but not the front half of it, just the back half of it when you're coming down.
Well, so I'm going to do this blind. I'm going to pull up the things to do in Epcot. Let's see if I can share that. If the thing will go quickly. Yeah, let's see here. Live wait times. Come on, get us to Epcot. Here we go. All right, let's zoom in so everybody can see this. Just so you can see, there's really not much to do at Epcot. Frozen, 70 minutes. Grand Fiesta Tour is a walk-on. Guardians, okay, so we're at 3. Journey into Imagination with Figment. As we've said, it's basically not a ride. It's awful. But 4, Living Land 5, 2 meet and greets. I don't count those. I'm sorry. Mission Space 6. Remy's Ratatouille 7. Seas with Nemo and Friend 8. Soarin' is 9. Spaceship Earth is 10. Test Track 11. There's 11 attractions at Epcot. As I said, Figment is basically just broken. It's a busted ride. So really you've got 10 attractions at Epcot. So Spaceship Earth, I think is it's still a ride. It still works. So I'm going to agree with Tom Brickett. I'm going to say you need to fix Journey into Imagination first. That's the goal. Fix the whole pavilion. And so that's what I hope they do. Panel final thoughts.
We need more air conditioning spots. Epcot used to have these wonderful areas where kids could play and explore.
Yep.
Harkening back to the 80s version of Imagination. And I loved Ron's idea with the play pavilion thing and bring that back, what we had in the 80s, with the tactile, they're building these little outdoor play areas I've noticed around Disney property in the parks. And that's always baffled me. I am not spending that kind of money for my kid to play on playground equipment. We're at a theme park. We're going to go on rides and we're going to eat theme park food and spend money on merch. No, you're not going to play in that little play area when we can do that at home, down the street at a regular park. Why not create more imaginative spaces that are indoors, get people out from the heat so they
especially after they destroyed Interventions.
No, it can be sorry.
I would like to know. I'm thinking, and this is just off the top of my head, but could they possibly put, I don't know, maybe like a fountain in the World Celebration area? It just seems like water would be nice there.
What are you talking about, man? The physics of that it's too much. There's no way. No one has ever done such a thing, and never shall it be attempted again.
And Dreamer's Point is the antithesis of the idea that Walt had this incredible optimism and hope for the future, that if we all work together and we all dream together, we could build the impossible and make it our reality.
We need to check on him. Is Walt okay today? Has anybody checked on Walt? Anybody seen him?
Last time I checked, he was lonely. So
what was he doing back there, Ron?
No, I'm just sitting there like stone-faced. It's funny because I went on, I'm pretty sure I went on Journey into the Imagination, my last live stream last week. And then right after I met Chippendale, and then right after I almost messed up all my equipment. But it's all fine. It's all okay.
All right. Well, hopefully he's still sitting on his antithesis somewhere.
We'll ride the rides and see the sights, conquer lines, face our frights. Oh, it's a happy holiday with you. Oh, it's a happy holiday with you. Yes, you. Oh, it's a happy holiday with you. Oh, it's a happy holiday with you. Yes, you.
Is that like a personal attack or something?
Oh, it is.
All right, folks. The original concept art for that and how glorious it was supposed to look in that original concept art, and then we got that.
Yeah, they had a freaking Archon from SimCity 2000 or whatever. You remember those giant buildings when if your city got to the year 3000 and you had a 20 million population, it'd build these giant Archons with cities inside cities. You got Sad Walt instead. WJB Daily for 5 for number 15. Tomorrowland Speedway should have become a Cars-related area, but we had to destroy Frontierland instead. Yay! Oh, wait. Goal! Thank you, WJB Daily. Vault Hoplite for $4.99. I have zero confidence in Imagineering to do Space Mountain. And Spaceship Earth, don't touch it! No confidence in their abilities whatsoever. I agree. Stay away from Spaceship Earth. If it's replacing the track, they're okay. If it's doing anything story-wise, they'll screw it up. Christian Correle, and animatronics. They're not good at animatronics right now. The Pirates thing is already broken. Christian Correlejo for 2. Could you imagine a ride based on Captain EO? Well, I don't know a ride, but it's a good time if they had wanted to. The Michael biopics put them in a good place for Captain EO. All right, we hit the goal, folks. So, Ron, D23 predictions. What do you got, sir?
D23 predictions. God, I'm horrible at this kind of thing.
Come on, Ron. You got to get exactly right, or else everybody's going to leave your channel. No pressure.
I predict that Josh tomorrow will be doing a lot of talking in circles, and we'll get introduced to the new president of Walt Disney World. Is it Scott or Shot? I'm not sure how to pronounce the last name, but I think that they might maybe they're going to announce a wonderful new ride and attraction that's going to go in, expanding the Magic Kingdom. And then we'll find out later that it's going to go in the footprint of Cinderella's castle, and they're going to destroy Cinderella's castle.
No. Why destroy Cinderella's castle when you can turn it into a DVC and bar? All right.
DVC and bar. There you go.
Get sloshed with Tinkerbell. Erica, your D23 predictions.
No, I think it's going to be a lot of word salad and announcing things that we already know, but filling it up with more adjectives, to make it sound like it's something new and different when it's not. It's stuff we already know. And a bunch of introductions probably to new employees that are in the upper echelon of the company. And tomorrow, I'm your new boss now. Yay.
Yep. I think Disney Cruises, big focus. I think we're going to get Space Mountain announcement.
Yeah.
Tangled. I think that on Villains Land, they're still going to be very, very cagey on that.
Yeah.
I think on Cars, they're going to be specific with that one finally. And I think they're going to try to impress us with the Monsters coaster and Encanto. I think that's what we're going to get. In terms of new announcements, they might give us something vague for Animal Kingdom. Something vague for Animal Kingdom. Something big coming. I don't want to say too much, but they've got to get Animal Kingdom to a better place, and I think they know what they're going to do. But in terms of Villains Land, I think they're going to give us a bunch of smoke, a bunch of mirrors still, and they're terrified of Villains Land. They're terrified of it.
You can't be more specific.
Well, not bad, Ron. Not bad. That's there's one of two things we've heard, and I think we talked about it. So I'm okay with saying that there's a possibility of something Arctic or Antarctic, and there's definitely a possibility of something down under. So those are your two things that are being considered. But it's so early that I would not anticipate them doing anything other than saying, something big is coming, something huge to Animal Kingdom, announcements forthcoming, blah, 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 blah.
Blue sky.
Blue sky. I don't think they're going to do a lot of blue sky, though. I don't think they're going to give us, I think they know that made people angry, as it should have, to show us a bunch of nonsense that's never going to happen. All right, well, Ron, you got to get over the dish, so I'm going to send you on your way. We're going to send folks over there to you. And as we do, Paul 12,000 for 2, D23, everything is destroyed and replaced. The end. No.
Yeah.
Paul is out there saying, what are they going to do to my place that I work at, Pro? What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Well, and stay tuned. We'll see. Folks, that's it for us today. We want to thank everybody for being there. We have run the stories, and we have run the mouse wild. They're trying to track down, how do they know what they know? But it's been a joy. It's been a pleasure. And as ever, well, Ron just disappeared. He's gone to the dish. So we wish you would stick around. Erica, before we send folks over to Ron, tell them all out there where they can find you, please.
Yeah, you can find me and my husband, Raph, at Hanging with Erica and Raph on YouTube. Right now, we're just live streaming once a week. We've been doing that since January. No specific niche. It's just hanging out with friends and talking about whatever it is, coffee around the table type of chat. So
sounds great to me.
5 p.m. Mountain Time on Fridays. Yeah.
And folks, we'll see you on the Pro Channel. Video coming out in just a few minutes. And then Dean Cain is with us. And boy, what a week. We got Eric Metaxas joining us Thursday. If you don't know that name, well, go check it out. Eric Metaxas on Thursday. We got the Odyssey review on Thursday, and then Game Exchange this weekend. Holy moly, how do we do it? With skill and grace and no shapes.
And so what we've tried to do is really bring that shape language from the architecture.
But like what we love to talk about at WDI is shape language. And we often refer to shape language.
There's such iconic shape language.
You didn't. Well, of all the cheap, lousy ways to save a buck.